Well, the coalition is stricken, and we are surrounded on all sides by enemies. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can address this situation. You can see, whenever you get declared by a coalition, the best way to do it is to win battles. That is, the war goal is to show superiority, have at least 10% of the war score from battles. We're going to do that because obviously we've shown that our army quality is solid. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to try to figure this out. Now, the question before that is, what do we do with the war that we're in already? But before we do that, I hope you guys are all having an absolutely wonderful day. And if you are, let me know. Leave a like on the video and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this coalition war, how you think you would handle it. And then we can see kind of where our thought processes differ. And maybe you can learn a little thing or two today. But yes, hope you guys are all doing well. So as far as this war goes, we could probably piece it out. We certainly have them beat already. The question is going to be a matter of, do we want to be in this war? So he's on high enthusiasm, and we're close enough to possibly... The knights are making gains. Of course they are. Once we win a fort or two, we may be able to. So realistically, we're just going to kind of ignore this war for now because the Mams will not... The Mams have 21,000 men. They will not be able to get past this fort zone of control up here. They'll be able to take this one. And speaking of, what we're going to do is we're going to put this on defensiveness. You don't have to full state it. And what that does is that's going to allow us to have it be a little more defensible. Let's put these guys over here on defensiveness as well. And then these guys over here on defensiveness as well. It costs money, but it's definitely worth worrying about that. So this fort here in Tulsu will keep them from getting in to pass this Buzao, but though I think they'll be able to march on to both of these provinces, because as fort zone of control goes, if they both exert a control onto the same province, they can march past this fort zone of control onto this one because it's considered the same zone. So they'll probably come onto this fort. So what we're going to do is we're going to preemptively put these guys on defensiveness. And essentially what we're trying to do is prevent them from getting into the interior of our land. So yeah, these forts are not ideal, honestly. These ones are good. Actually, this one here we can get rid of. The one in Belgrade is hills, so it's a -1 for the attackers as well as this one. But hills is also defensive, so it's an extra 10% defensiveness compared to this one. So we're going to delete this fort right here, because you can see this fort zone projects a zone over to here and to here. These ones project over to here and to here, and these ones project over from here into here. So we have a solid zone of control. I'm going to put these guys all on defensiveness. And this is a bit overkill, honestly. It's going to cost our economy quite a bit. But basically what that means is they are not going to be able to get into our lands. Let's turn that one off. Turn this one on to trade. Try to help out our economy a bit. And now we just need to get out of this war first. So the fact that Tunis is over here sieging them down and they're not actually going to be able to, which would mean that whenever we get over there, we will not be able to get out of the war. So what we're going to do is we're going to have these guys set to not hunt pirates, hunt enemy fleets in the Mediterranean. And let's detach the busted ones for now. Win a couple of sieges, and then hopefully we'll be able to actually, of course, these ships tried to regroup with this one and then got caught out. So hopefully they don't get killed. Oh, yeah, they're gonna get killed probably gonna get wiped, honestly. Yeah, most of them did. Sadly, they fled. Okay, so let's have these guys come here. Let's have them just grouped up. Very annoying, but it is what it is. No big deal. It happens sometimes. So then what you want to do is you want to just kind of find a couple of fleets and kill them off to the best of our abilities. These ships are all ready to roll for the most part. So come in here, destroy them. So you can see they're going to start getting down here. We have decent defensiveness. They're not going to be able to do much anything over here in my vassals' lands, which is good. And what I'd like to do is destroy as many of their ships as possible. Get a repair tick or two. Let's actually get up closer to where they're at, defend, and get a repair tick there, because this will also allow us to blockade them. The sooner we get out of this war, the better. They're now on medium enthusiasm here. So we could probably wipe peace pretty soon, especially after we get a couple of occupations done. Just to add insult to injury, I'm going to get over here. We have maneuver advantage and a 4-6 general, so this is going to be an absolute clap. And they're going to be stuck here, so they're going to get stack wiped no matter what they do. So that's really good for us. That gave us a ton of war score. Now, I'm going to white peace this war because I'd rather focus on this war, which we're outnumbered quite badly. And we're going to come back to it. So that wraps up that. So then these guys can come over here. So now we have these two armies, and as you can probably guess, we're going to split them. These guys are going to come handle, well, first of all, let's get them off that fort, and let's have those guys head over to Anatolia, and these guys will come over this way. These group will handle this front, and then the other one will handle this front, though I'm sure the Tunisians will handle a bit of what's going on over in Egypt as well. So as far as tech goes, I don't think we need to be taking it 8 years ahead of time, though our next idea group is coming up, and we do need to consider what we want to do. I said before that I'm pretty keen on eco. Now, eco is usually a good bet, especially considering the fact that it allows you to snowball. You could also go quantity, so you can have a bigger army. If you, at the end of quantity, you get 50% land force limit, which is incredibly strong. It also synergizes quite well with the Mamluks or the Ottomans, because the Ottomans get 33% when we finish. So all these modifiers are good to stack up. So this deck should just be gone. Yep, very good. And you can see superiority. We already have 5% from 2 battles, and it's only going to go up from here. So we'll be able to make quick work of these lads. This is grassland, so let's get in here and attack them. Very good. This is our good general as well. So, ooh, they have a good general as well. A 6-4. Not bad, huh? They're reinforcing. Shift consolidate. They're going to take a river crossing in with their little 1-star general. This stack is dead now. Very good. So, yeah, as you can see now, we've lost 9,000 and they have lost 50. Something tells me that this war is not going to go the way that they think it will. And you do not need to full core Al-Karak. It's not necessary. Very good. A little bit of Diplo mana. That event is solid. I cleared out of it a little early. And wow. Well, that was quite the wipe there. And they're sieging down my vassal. I don't care. They're not going to get a lot of war score from sieging down my vassal. So we'll come up here, and we have good siege ability. We also have plenty of spy network on Austria, but I would rather pull them. And we don't need to worry about the MAMs. The MAMs are going to get handled quite quickly. Let's spend a little bit of dev here. Or Diplo mana, or mill mana on deving. And we might as well do a little bit on this as well. I do think we're going to go eco ideas, so let's focus on admin. Eco is just nice because it allows you to snowball a bit better. Got a disease outbreak like you do. They actually have decent defensiveness here. Did they take defensive ideas? They did not. They took offensive ideas. Okay. So now we just got to kind of ride it out here. Croatia over here sieging them down. That's awesome. Now, see, good thing we have this here because their siege ticks are 36 versus ours are like, what, 20, 20, 25, 21 even. Better. So they're going to win Zagreb. That's fine. I don't care about my vassals getting sieged down. I really don't. It doesn't bother me. But also make sure you're giving your forts over. Again, 23 defensiveness, 70 defensiveness. So it's really, really good practice. Now, this is a coalition war. So if you don't know, coalition wars are something that you cannot separate piece people out if they are in the coalition. So if you go to your coalition map mode, Poland, the Mamluks, and Naples and Genoa cannot separate piece out. It is impossible. Lithuania and Moldavia are vassals, so they can't separate piece out. The only one we could separate piece out would be Stettin, who is an ally of Poland, who came in on a call of war, not in a not for the purpose of just joining the war as a coalition member. So these guys we just attacked in the Highlands. That was an accident, but it's still a win for us, even though, I don't know, they're reinforcing quite a bit. Yeah, they're dogpiling pretty hard on us. Looks like they're still shattering. They're just reinforcing too many men. Sadly, we're going to lose that. That's okay. Here's a little trick. You can flee. Look how many men they lost compared to us. You flee, and then, well, generally, our morale was too low, so we're fleeing away. But generally, it's nice if you want. You can flee onto a province with like a little 1 stack on it, or, you know, a small, like a 9 stack here. And by the time they would get there, their morale would be reinforced enough that they would wipe that enemy out, which is really nice. Let's shift consolidate since the monthly tick has happened. Ooh, they are fast. Quick like a cat. Admin, I'm going to hold off until we embrace institution. I would like the legalism. The money's pretty good as well. We'll see. We're going to max out on admin pretty soon. So these guys over here are carpet sieging down the MAMs, and then Tunis is over here doing this. So as you can see, it's all about just managing back and forth. We've wiped out, you know, 3 times what they have from us. You can see their siege ticks over here are 45 days, which is pretty good. These guys have low morale, so we're going in and we're automatically instantly a 1-up on them. We have much better discipline than they do. Do we have a discipline advisor? We have a land maintenance modifier. So let's switch over to a discipline advisor, which will mean that we'll inflict even, or we'll have even higher discipline. If you don't know, discipline essentially affects how many of your men die in battle. And obviously, if you take less casualties, you come out of the battle ahead, right? So these guys are coming in. Hey, 15% morale of armies as well. That's a good event right there. Look at this. Our army quality is just so much better than theirs. They don't stand a chance at all. We lost 3,500 and they lost 5,800 men alone, not even counting cavalry. So, yeah. So if you're in a pinch and you want some money, and this is something that I always recommend you do, let us... Let's see here. I think we're going to wait until the yearly tick. So let's actually add our stab there. There's no point in taking admin tech early if you don't need to. Let's get over there and get those guys off that fort there. Sure. Monthly tick. Monthly tick. Very good. Want to make sure you're getting there after the 1st of the month. So the 2nd or after that. Shift consolidate. Get in. Wipe out that army there. Scorch this province. Get these guys... Don't let them go in. Oh, looks like they're going in anyway. So low morale, and that's a quick wipe. So as you can see, we are up to 37% war score in a war that was declared on us. We are the defenders in this war. Let it be known. And let's have these guys head over here with a new general. Very good. Siege them down quickly. And these lads over here just need to reinforce. There's quite a few of them that are going to need to reinforce. New heir, 252. Well... 25. No, that's not even good. The standing of Osman has decreased slightly due to this opposition growing stronger. Gain of base manpower and the strength of air goes down. Who cares? In 1.31, they made it so your strength of your air will go up over time. So every month they gain legitimacy, or a claim, which essentially translates into legitimacy. That Genoa general is pretty strong. Our commandant is dead as well. That's unfortunate. I'll take a morale guy. That's fine as well. Morale is good. Morale and discipline is one of those things that a lot of people talk about and not very many people actually understand how it works. Morale essentially it's like the health of your units, not strength of the regiment, but health as far as like their willingness to be in that battle and their willingness to stay in the fight, taking and inflicting damage. And so what you need to do, the best way to go about it is to think of it as discipline affects your regiment's staying power in battle. Morale affects their staying power in the battle as a whole. So if you run out of morale, you leave the battle. You run out of regiments, you lose the battle. So they're both important in their own aspects. Oh, I gave that to Tunis. I did not mean to do that. That's okay. I don't plan to take any... Well, maybe we will. So this is a good opportunity to take some land from these guys, because we can take these provinces and work on our claims. So we'll probably do that. These guys are being annoying. Poland just keeps on dumping more men into this. So they keep getting stack wiped as well. Poland has lost 93,000 men. Holy crap. Yeah, they have no... Holy crap. That's actually insane. All right. So we're going to take these techs. We get innovativeness for all 3 of them. Not Diplo, sadly. But we'll get 12 innovativeness, which is really good. So what we need to do here is we need to figure out how we want to go about this one. But essentially, we're just going to start stacking up war score, because coalitions are much less likely to peace out due to modifiers that they get. So you can see here, they're willing to peace this right now, but you can see right now, minus... Oh, it actually doesn't say that. I think maybe they're more likely to get higher enthusiasm because it is a coalition war. Let me see here. No, maybe not. Yeah, either way, it's a relative strength of alliances is really the big one. But you can see here, since we've stack wiped all their units, we actually have more men than them. Relative strength of alliances is actually in our favor. And so as we occupy more of his land, he'll flip over to low enthusiasm. We'll probably be able to 100% this war. And since Poland is the leader of the war, it will go much better for us in that regard. So these guys are heading over here. This is mountains, so I'd rather not fight them there. Half off admin guy. I think that is good. That's more money for us. The half off production efficiency. He's a Jew. Very good. Very good. I like me some good advisors. Right. So those guys are all ready to roll. We're getting plenty of occupations done over here. These guys are sieging us down over here with 40-day siege ticks, and we're sieging their capital down with 16. So as you can see, it's only a matter of time before we win. So in an attempt, since we have an event that's going to give us legalism, I am going to take the cash. So we're going to take the corruption for the money, use our legalism to buy it down, take our legalism. It makes our tech cost a little bit more, but in the long term, it will save us mana. And now he's on low enthusiasm because we have his capital occupied. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up and siege down this province here. This province here is pronounced Plock. That's how you pronounce that province. And anybody who tells you otherwise is a liar and a blasphemer. That's how it's pronounced. Ask a Pole, they'll tell you that's how it's pronounced. Plock. Plock, plock, plock. All caps, of course. And what we're going to do is we're just going to run around and headhunt off these little stacks. And then meanwhile, siege down Poland. Let's see, we're going to be making progress very quickly on his forts compared to him making very little progress on this fort, taking attrition. Because he's got no manpower, right? He's got 7,000 manpower. These guys got almost 30,000 units. That's kind of nuts. But yeah, we're just basically making sure that I'm still going to get the innovativeness. The admin... Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do one dev click here. We are going to pull one of these guys. Let's go with yearly prestige. I think I'd like to keep. Let's get rid of the trade fleets and then take indebted to the burghers. So what that does is that gives you 5 loans worth of money at very low interest rates. So your monthly interest is very low. So we'll piece out of this war pretty soon as well. We'll take 100% of their money as well as war reps. That's the peace deal we're going to accept. Don't want to be doing that. So let's get these guys over here. These guys will win the Siege of Plock pretty soon. And we'll be able to 100% them. So now we can embrace the institution, which we want to. That will allow us to take these 2 techs. Well, this one at least. We're going to max out on mill mana anyway, so let's just take it. It's not ideal, but it's fine. I can't be asked to micro it. We're going to go with economic ideas because it's going to give us extra dev cost at the end, and you'll be able to see how powerful it is to stack dev cost. We're going to go into here, and I think in one of the last episodes, I mentioned that we didn't have any Cav combat ability. We actually do. So it makes sense to keep Cav maybe a little longer than we normally would if we have Cav combat ability, because it means basically instead of inflicting 2 shock, it's 2 plus 15% of 2. So whatever that would be, 0.3. So it's 2.3 damage shock rather than, oh no, that's not 15. Whatever 15% of 2 is. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm not really good at math. But instead of doing this, since we won't get innovativeness, I don't care. As long as we're ahead of time on tech, that's all I care about. So spend some mana on dev, and then we'll still take tech on time. We also got a cav cannon upgrade. Whenever deciding upgrades, it really does come down to preference. There isn't anything that's objectively better. I tend to go with the morale and fire. Shock is not as important because most damage in the late game is done in the fire phase. Most damage in the early game is done by shock. We're still in the early game, I would say, but I don't know. I mean, I'd rather have morale defense than shock defense because, like I said, morale gives you staying power in battle. We've already embraced institution, so what we can do is we can repay as many of the loans as we need, and then in this war, we'll be able to take enough money to repay the last loan. So, hindsight, I actually didn't need to take out that loan. So, the indebted to the burghers, that is. Let's carpet siege these guys down, get a bit of war score stacked up. because you get war score for occupations. Carpet sieging is powerful in that regard. Let's have these guys head over onto Poznan. And we'll just want to siege them down as quickly as possible. Chelmo will fall back to this province here because it's got a fort zone of control. No big deal. All right, we're very close to being able to accept this peace, and there you go. That's what we wanted. Now, I could also take a look at his allies. He has no allies I care about. Stettin, Denmark, who cares? So this is fine. We're going to spend a little bit of Diplo because this is one of my main complaints about EU4 is that peace deals can be a little irritating. They attacked me. I am the defender in this war. I am fighting for my life because I was ganged up on by a coalition. But if I take Clay, it's considered unjustified, even though I've stomped them in this war. So take from it what you will, but we got to pay some Diplo for it. It's fine. Aggressive expansion is fine because anybody who would have joined our coalition is now going to have a 80% truce, and the truce scales up based off of the amount of war score you take. So since we're taking 80% war score, it's a base of 50 plus plus it can scale up to 10 years on top of the 5, so it's up to 15 for a 100% peace deal. So this will probably be about, you know, a 13-year peace deal, give or take. And you can scroll down here and you can see that. So there you go, 13 years based on the amount of war score you're taking. Land ownership will go up for your, that's just because you're taking Clay. And so let's take a look here. The peace deal looks good, so let's do that there. And you can see we have enough admin to core it, which is good. So we'll core all of it, and that will also allow us to finish a mission. Let's see here. We've already yoinked all the dev there. And also, don't forget, as soon as you're done with it, turn off your edicts. Turn off your edicts. Do not waste the money. It's not worth it. This guy down here, we don't intend on stating, so just unstate it, and it will get rid of the edict there. Turn off the edicts. Don't pay for it. It increases your state maintenance, which is the easy way to save money. Pay off that debt there, and there you go. Now we're in a good spot, right? These guys over here just need to get grouped up, and we'll have them all go down to like Constantinople. Let's have these guys all head over to like this province here, and core all is a really nice button. And just like that, you're good to go. And then if you have some extra money, invest it into buildings. Production efficiency is really nice, so I recommend production efficiency. So these guys, is there a province over here with better? Let's have them come over here. Supply limit map mode can be useful, but it's a little buggy in my opinion. I just hover over. I would rather use simple terrain and look for farmlands and grasslands, dry lands. Those are the ones that give you the most supply limit. So these guys have some unrest up here, so I'll just suppress them for them. These guys have a little bit over here as well, especially in provinces we just took, so suppress, no big deal. Trade, let's see here. Build a little bit of trade over here, which will steer a bit more from there, which will allow us to make a little bit more money. We are now netting 28 ducats a month, which is really good. As we work our way through our economic ideas, you'll see it's going to go even higher. We're going to get trade efficiency, which is solid. Ship cost, which is fine, I guess. It's not necessarily super helpful or bad. It's just a thing. I guess I'll take the unrest reduction. So let's pull you guys in here. Let's have these guys go and protect trade in Alexandria. Go home during war. I think these guys are down here doing the same thing. So they should, as long as you have them doing the same mission and go and both of them tick to go home during war, they should merge up. So it should become a stack of 6 here in the near future. So Diplo points are still stacking up. We're still, 4 years ahead of time on tech for that. So again, do some dev. There's nothing wrong with it. This production dev directly ties into goods produced, which means we're going to be making more money from production efficiency as well as money going into trade. There you go, up to 35. So you can see how good that is. Autonomy in Kosovo is as low as it'll go, which is really good. And all is well. So let's get back to some spy network on Austria, because as soon as our truce is up with Austria, we plan to go back to war with them. And if I recall correctly, we should have a mission done to conquer Transylvania. Oh, we got that a minute ago. Claim on the Slovakia region. Okay, so that's over here. So we'll actually use that before we go to war with them again. Production efficiency is good. So where is this one here? Oh, the Levant, right. I'm dumb. I cannot read. So we get trade efficiency, which is good. That essentially increases into trade income. And then we also have trade efficiency. Tax modifier was fine. And then a ton of permanent claims on basically all of the Mamluks, which is really good. That allows you to kind of direct this. So over here, we're looking on our truces up with these guys in March. So obviously we intend to go down here because we want to start making our way over into India. India is where you'll really start making the money. So these guys over here are basically ready. We're just going to attack QQ and occupy his capital, and then we'll just piece him out. As far as alliances goes, he has Mazaran, who's a 2-province minor. Okay, and I've also had a question about it. When I say OPM, you might hear me say OPM, 1-province minor. It's just a shorthand name for a nation that has 1 province. They're 1-province minor, OPM. So if you ever hear me saying that's what I'm talking about. So as far as forts goes, we have a lot of forts over here. We can get rid of this one. And then probably want to build one like, because this province over here, people can march all the way and siege down literally all of this. So I probably want to put a fort in like Baghdad, and that will prevent them from marching through here, and they won't be able to march here because this province projects over into this province, which nobody can walk past unless they siege down Baghdad. So get a fort on Baghdad, and we're going to attack as soon as possible here. Let's upgrade a couple more provinces there. Keep on building these. Ooh, actually, half off trade efficiency guy. I will gladly take you. So let's upgrade you. And then we'll upgrade him to level when we have the money. There we go, level 3. May even get a couple of these guys up to level 4. We can certainly afford it. And mana is what we really want. So we'll take this idea group. I should have actually clicked that before I built some more buildings. But now for the rest of the game, you get 10% building cost, which is really good. 87 ducats. And then if we wanted to, we could also pick this one here, this mission, which is a vanilla mission that gives another 10% idea cost or construction cost. So you can see how powerful it can be to stack modifiers. Because what we're going to do is I'm going to save up a bunch of money. We're going to build a ton of manufactories, and they'll be at 20% cost and 25% time, which means we'll be able to spawn global trade, which is going to be one of my main goals, one of my goals for the campaign. Truce with QQ is over. Let's go down to speed 4 and attack them for Samawat. I have no... Right. Let's recall you. And then let's attack them. Don't want them to join a coalition against me. Have them come up here and siege down their capital ASAP. That's just going to put them on low enthusiasm very quickly. Okay, get up there, please. They only have 12,000 units, so to be honest with you, a speed 5 is probably fine with this war. Prestige is okay, or we get some issues. I'll just take prestige. I don't care about that. They're going to come over and siege down a couple of these provinces. I don't care. I really don't. It's... The fort will continue its construction in a moment. So our truce with these lads is over. I'm going to attack them again because we want to take Rhodes. That's going to call Venice and Ragusa in. No big deal. Because we'll be able to siege them all down quite quickly. Claim on a couple of provinces. Some Diplo mana. Yeah, that's fine with me, actually. The claims that on those 2 provinces are provinces that we actually don't need. Like, I don't plan to go to war over there anytime soon, so... We'll just take what we can over here. See, these guys are sieging that down. Again, it's okay to put it on defensiveness edict. This is something that the AI will not do unless you're using like an AI mod, which if you're a newbie to the game, I wouldn't recommend it because the kind of figuring out how to exploit the AI in this game is important, in my opinion. Let's have you guys come down here. Let's set Croatia to get off that fort and let me have it. Very good. We want to use our siege ability, so always send your AI home if you can. Especially unless they have better siege ability than you. Let's just say you didn't take offensive ideas and they have better, your vassal would have better siege ability. There's no shame in letting your vassal do that. So base race, very good. We won that one. So now we're going to send these guys over here to get them off of that fort, hopefully, before they take it. Very good. Wipe out as many of their men as possible. So this is a nice event. You get these events whenever you have level 3 advisors or higher. Generally, this would give us a stability, but since we already have 3 stability, we get admin instead, which is fine. Admin tech cost is nice as well. For I think it's what is this? 5 years, but obviously that won't apply. But the prestige is useful, but we want the admin because we're already maxed out on prestige anyway. So there you go. That means their entire army is now bunk. They have no army. Just kidding. They've stacked up an army a bit, I guess. But we're gonna take everything we have claims on over here. 48. That's fine. Coalition won't be an issue. And then over here, we're just going to have these guys hunt enemy fleets in the Mediterranean. It's good to just get some stuff automated. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to force these guys to capitulate and basically just allow us to get to war with and siege down these guys. So how many transports do I have? I have 16 transports. So let's detach those transports and have them come like over here. Whenever these guys win this siege, we're going to have them come down with a new general to Selanik, and we're going to get over there and we're going to jump on to Rhodes. I saw that they have a 7 stack there. I'll always take innovativeness. So we only have 16, so 3 will get left behind, but as long as you attach it, they will take the stack with your general. Next idea group, inflation reduction, really good because we're gaining inflation because of Kosovo, so I'm fine with that. Let's have these guys come up here. It looks like Venice actually lost a province, a couple of provinces to Ferrara, so Venice is not feeling too good. Got to be aware, though, if they got those 25,000 men, they're probably all sitting on Venice right now. Yeah, they're right there, so we got to be mindful of that. So we just killed their navy off. Now we need to use this navy to blockade while our other one is looking for battles and seeking and destroying. Let's get this stack up here as well. No reason not to. No reason to have them standing around. So now we're going to siege down Rhodes. We're going to siege down Venice. We're going to separate piece out Venice and Ragusa. So Ragusa will get separate pieced out for an annex. Maybe. I don't know. That aggressive expansion is a little painful. So I think we're going to have them white peace because that means in 5 years we'll be able to attack them. We didn't co-belligerent them and we should have. So it's twice as expensive to take clay from them. So we'll white peace them because they won't have any allies after we're done with this war. And now we're just going to come back over here because I forgot about this war. And just over time, he's just going to be gaining more and more war exhaustion. And just make sure you take Diplotech and you stay ahead of time on Diplotech. So let's have these guys blockade over here because I assume they don't have much of a navy anymore. This is his entire navy. So we'll blockade these forts here, which is good. We've won the Siege of Rhodes. Very good. Let's have you guys brought over here. If you control right click with an army selected, it will automatically take the closest navy that has transports and start to use it. But sometimes it can be a little janky because it will use navies that are like not intended to be used. Like it will if you have a navy like over here in the Indian Ocean, it'll try to pull it all the way around and it's janky. I wouldn't recommend doing that. There we go. Venice's navy is now gone. Kaput. Venice is kaput. So get over here, win some sieges. So now we can piece out anybody we want. So let's see if I wanted to take these 2 provinces, these 3 provinces, 53 AE. See, it's not worth. So what we got to do here is annul any of his useful alliances. Ragusa's Siena, I don't care about. The knights are going to get annexed. So white piece them. I could have white pieced them earlier again. That's something I overlooked. And then I will, when we get done with this, we will annex you guys. Take all your money as well. No reason not to. 12 AE, no big deal. We can handle that. I'll leave the fort there to handle the devastation for those of you who may be wondering. And then we'll core it up. There we go. How's the dev looking over there as well? 12. Not bad. So these guys are admittedly not going up as much as we can here on war exhaustion or anything like that. Ethiopia sieging down the Mamluks. And all these things. There you go. We have our legalism all the way up. How cheap can we take this tech right now? What's the cost here? 325. We have all that extra. So then we come over here. Well, actually, I'll let my mana stack up because what you want to do is you want to get this first. So if you can avoid deving until you finish eco, kind of think ahead. Like I say, if you're taking an idea group, think ahead. Right, we should probably get the war goal because he's got 14 war score just from having Samawat, which is the war goal. As soon as we siege that down, there we go. Instantly, we get a bunch of war score. We can take that. I don't have a claim on these provinces over here, but I think I will take them because this one's a fort, and then this one is bordering a nation over here that I'd like to go to war with, the Timmies. So I'll take a couple of extra provinces over here. The AE shouldn't be an issue. It's mostly just people over here. Or people that were in our coalition before that are, irrelevant, in the words of Rice Gum. So these guys are sieging. I want Crimea to give that siege to me. Am I in charge now? Transylvania's in charge now, so have you guys go home. Just kidding. There we go. So now I'm in charge, and I get the award, the siege ticks. But I think that's a good place to call it for the episode. Hope you guys learned a little bit today. If you could see that coalition, being outnumbered does not mean that you're going to lose. A lot of people get intimidated when they see, you know, enemies that are larger than them, and it's not the way it needs to be. I promise you. There is always, almost always, a way that you can get out of a war in a way that is conducive to a better long-term strategy for you, where you're going to succeed and you're going to learn from it. Sometimes losing a war is inevitable. It's going to happen. But not quitting and being able to overcome it and learning how to overcome it is important. That's why I encourage you to play with Iron Man mode. So we're going to gain a bit of mill mana. We're going to go over our limit. So we'll do a couple of dev clicks here. Click that button there. And let's piece this war out before we finish this up. But yes, if you guys are enjoying, make sure you let me know by leaving a like, because I really do appreciate the positive interactions that I've been getting with many of you. And I've been getting a lot of great comments, so I definitely appreciate that. Looks like we're going to end up needing to occupy a bit more of their clay before we're able to piece them out. So let's get the Transylvania off of this fort as well. There we go. Forts are what give you the most war score, aside from the war goal, of course. Hey, that's a booty. These people are naked. This is inappropriate. Or harem, or however it's pronounced. Construction. What? Really? Murad? More dev cost. You know what? As nice as that sounds, he's 66. I'm just going to take the admin mana because we're working on an admin idea group. Again, dynamic. There isn't usually a one-size-fits-all solution. So here we go. And we'll just take whatever money he's willing to give us, and boom. Yoink the dev, core it all up. We have the exact right amount because it was calculated. That was all part of the plan. And more importantly, we also got a fort down here, which is nice because it will project a zone of control and protect this area. The fort in Baghdad is still being built. And yes, all right, lads, that's all I got for you for today. This is Chewy Shoot, and I will catch you guys later.